To the viewers, welcome back. If this is your first time watching, then welcome. My name is Jason Robinson. I'm an educator, journalist, an author, actor, and Miss America volunteer. I started this podcast about 5 years ago to give the Miss America community a chance to get to know its title holders. And I'm very excited to have our guest today. It is Miss America 1985, Charlene Wells. Charlene, welcome.
Thank you, Jason. It's great to be on with you. I'm honored. Thanks
I
for
am
having me.
honored to have you. And once again, thank you so much for making time to talk to me today.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Okay, yeah. We have a Utah connection. So you were Miss Utah 1984.
Yeah,
I judged Miss Utah in 2021 when
you
Sasha Sloan
did.
was the winner. I was, and Katie Ann Powell was the first runner up when I judged
Oh my
Miss.
gosh. And guess what? I just
She works for
hired
you, right?
Katie. I hired her about a year ago. She's phenomenal because I remembered her. I mean, I met her years ago and I think she was
Mhm.
15 and I saw her play
Oh,
and I went, "Ah, she's so outstanding." I was really surprised when she didn't win Miss Utah, but then of course she went on and won Miss Washington,
Miss
D.C.
right.
So
And I
great
judged
year.
the Miss District of Columbia pageant this year when she was giving up her crown.
Yeah.
So she told me that you hired her. So yeah. Little
No.
Utah connection. I love the Miss Utah organization. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad that you got to come out and judge.
I love it. Yeah. So I would love to hear about your background. You were born in Paraguay?
I was. I know. Isn't that weird? Don't I look Paraguayan?
Yeah, I'd love to
My
hear about your
parents.
childhood.
My mom's from Texas. Dad's from Las Vegas. But dad was Citibank executive when I was born, and he was in charge of Citibank in Paraguay. And then we moved to Argentina, and then to Ecuador and Mexico. And then I was 7 when we moved back to the States for about 4 years. And then we went back down to South America. So most of my teenage years,
Mhm.
we went to Chile, and then most of my teenage years were in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I went to the American high school there and then came up for my senior year to Salt Lake City.
Right. I believe I read that you were the first Miss America not born in the United States.
I think I'm the only one.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm the first and only. Um,
Okay.
I was for a while the first and only bilingual, but I
Right.
think Kira speaks Russian. I'm
Okay.
trying to think who else is bilingual, but I know it was kind of fun.
Yeah, pioneer. So how did you begin competing in the Miss America system?
So my senior year, I had been recruited to be part of the America's Junior Miss program.
Okay.
And so I had won a lot of scholarship money with that, probably about 15,000 in
Okay.
cash scholarship. So
Mhm.
I start my freshman year at BYU and everything's paid for. It was really, really awesome. And
Nice.
my mom, she came to me and said, "You ought to be in the Miss America program." Now, for me, all I could picture, I didn't grow up watching Miss America because I was down in South America,
Uh-huh.
but I knew enough to know there was swimsuit involved. And I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry, mom." And she did a little more research and found out that in Utah was the only state at the time where swimsuit was held privately. So it was in
Oh,
the afternoon. It was not on stage in front of the entire public. So I thought, okay, all right, I'll do that. But we really loved the cash scholarship part of it.
right.
So she encouraged me to do the Miss Salt Lake Valley, and I was 19. Yeah, I was 19,
I
and
did not know that you
yeah,
taught people privately. Okay.
and that's the only reason. Had it been on stage, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
flat out, wouldn't have done it.
But then at Miss
And
America, you won lifestyle and fitness.
yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but I was Salt Lake Valley first, and then I was second runner up at Miss Utah, and that was the year Vanessa Williams won, and she was of course so outstanding. So I wouldn't
Mhm.
have stood a chance anyway that year. So then the next year, I was 20, and then got back into it. I wasn't really planning on it, but got back into it, and then that's when I went back to Miss America.
Okay, so thinking back to the Miss America pageant, let's say finals night, how are you feeling? Were you confident? Did you have think, okay, I'm going to win this, or how are you feeling, and what were you thinking?
So I was actually more shocked to win swimsuit because I just saw myself. I was pretty bony at the time, and my dad, this is a weird thing for to have a problem, right? Because most people have the opposite problem. But I had a very high metabolism. My dad kept trying to fatten me up. So we were drinking milkshakes every night. I mean, it was just hilarious because they were trying to put more meat on me. So I didn't see myself as outstanding in the swimsuit area. I always
Right.
thought that I had won overall talent for America's Junior Miss. So
Hmm.
I thought that's where I would shine.
Right.
Um, so I was surprised when I won the swimsuit, and my director said, "Well, that must have meant that they liked you in interview."
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I think so. Um, so it was really a strange feeling to be up there on the stage. There were the 10 of us, um, because back then they would take from the 10 and they would go fourth runner up, third runner up, second, first. So then there's six of us standing there
Right.
that could be named Miss America. And I remember like 2 seconds before he said my name, I remember thinking, he's going to say my name.
Oh.
It was the weirdest. I've never had anything like that happen before because it wasn't like I was like, oh, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
That's not how I felt at all. I didn't feel like, yeah, I'm going to win this. It just was like, he's going to say my name. And then 2 seconds later, he said my name. So it was just a weird feeling, but
Uh-huh.
it was surreal for sure. And um, something that I didn't. I kind of tend to do worst case scenarios as I do my planning in my head. I
Okay.
go, okay, I'm ready for plan A, sort of, but plan B, I don't win, and I'm great with that. Plan
Uh-huh.
C, I'm last on everything. That's okay. I did my best. So I'm always doing the worst case scenarios. So the best case scenario was not. It didn't feel real to me.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I bet. I bet.
yeah.
I am going to play a video in a minute, just showing all of you competing in all phases. But I would love to talk about talent. Charles O'Quinn said your talent is one of his favorites. So how did you start
Thank
um,
you.
develop your talent?
So I actually was a pianist. My mom was a concert pianist,
Mhm.
and that was my forte. I went to BYU on piano performance. It lasted a week because they said I had to practice 5 hours a day, and I went, I can't do anything 5 hours a day. So piano was my forte. But when I was 13, because I was born in Paraguay,
Mhm.
my dad had taken me for a trip up to Paraguay, and I fell in love with the Paraguayan harp. And we
Oh,
we bought one, brought it back to Buenos Aires where we were living at the time, and found a Paraguayan harp teacher, and Senor Ayala, and he was amazing.
mhm.
And he would travel. He didn't want me to go to his house. I later found out because he lived so far away and in very humble circumstances.
Mhm.
But he would come to my house for weekly lessons. And so I just developed that. And interestingly, the piano is very similar, using all 10 fingers on the piano, right?
Right.
You got the chord structure, and it just almost translates up to the harp.
Oh,
You
okay.
still use the triads, you're still doing arpeggios, just like you would on the piano. So it came very quickly. I was able to learn it very well over the next 7 years, is
Mhm.
what I spent on the Paraguayan harp. But it was interesting. The piano was my forte, but as I got into the America's Junior Miss program, I
Mhm.
thought, oh, everybody plays piano. Everybody, I was a vocalist too, but I wouldn't say that I was an outstanding. I was good enough for high school,
Uh-huh.
and so I thought, well, what's the differentiator? Well, it's a Paraguayan harp,
Right.
and I was good enough that I felt good about that, and that's what I won the outstanding talent with the America's Junior Miss. So
Mhm.
just kept on doing the Paraguayan harp, and then I added vocals
Right.
to that when I did that. And of course, I grew up speaking Spanish, so for me, it was normal to just sing it in Spanish too.
Wow. All right, let's play that tape. So for the viewers, here is a tape of Miss America 1985, Charlene Wells competing in talent and all other phases of competition and being crowned.
Porque sin ti yo ni el sol ilumina mi mis días y al llegar la aurora me encuentras llorando mis noches sin ti.
Charlene Wells.
Having lived outside the United States, I've come to appreciate this country even more, where not only can we dream, but we have the freedom to become what we dream. Week to remember. Maybe it's my turn now.
Miss Utah.
Charlene Wells is a junior at Brigham Young University, majoring in broadcast journalism, and wants a master's degree in communications while continuing voice and piano training.
One of them is going to be the new Miss America and the winner of a $25,000 scholarship. Our new Miss America, Miss Utah, Charlene Wells.
So congratulations. Clearly you are amazing. That was amazing to see.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome. Do you have a fond memory from your year of service that you could talk about?
I would have to say going to the White House and spending time with President Reagan, and it was either inauguration day or the second day, because a lot of things were canceled for the inauguration because it was like sub-freezing temperatures, and he was just one of the role models that I looked up to, and to meet him in person. My parents were also there, so that was kind of fun. Senator
Mhm.
Hatch is the one who facilitated it. He found out I hadn't met him yet,
Oh, okay.
and says, "Oh, we're going into the White House." Next thing I know, we are walking up the driveway. I mean, they opened up the gates and they go, "Okay, walk up to the front door, knock on the front door." It was
Wow.
it was just amazing. And then we go into the Oval Office, and we were there for 10 minutes. He acted like he had nothing else to do. Just chat with us. I just remember going, I think he has probably other things to be doing. But it
Well,
was
he looked
amazing.
very happy to meet you in the
And
photos
that
I saw.
picture, so you can see I'm wearing a brass collar with a brass elephant.
Okay.
And it was completely accidental. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to see the Republican president. Let me wear an elephant.
Right.
It was after that I go, oh my gosh, I'm wearing an elephant.
Well, that worked out.